Hello, hello. Topic today would be managers. So, any good manager analyzes present circumstance to adapt and overcome issues or problems. And who manages the population? Mayors, governors, police chiefs, stockbrokers, politicians. Who controls the market, industry, cash flow, and media? He who cannot learn from history is doomed to repeat it. From the instances that arose around 1903, it is evident the correct response was not a gigantic economy flooding stimulus package, which resulted in the Great Depression. Now that history is repeating itself, it would seem that those who are managing the people, market, and industry and cash flow are bullheading instead of spearheading the same repeated actions that the only result can be the expectancy of the same outcomes, if not a similar one, which is the downfall of economy and industry and the U.S. dollar. U.S. dollar, which only has intrinsic and inherent value if it is still a growing tree. Any other placed value is a social construct, which comes from thousands of years of indoctrination into a cash society or system. So, where's the science of doing the same actions yet expecting different results? The people don't have to be appeased. Instead of being dependents and codependents, we should be self-sufficient, as outlined and stated in Torah. That way, when hardships come, we are responsible and accountable for and to ourselves. There would be no bailouts or stimulus packages necessary. We deal with it, and society moves forward. Why do we conform to that seems reasonable but is against our nature and logic? If you are dependent, then you are the servant. If you are independent, then you are outside their scope of influence. In my opinion, with great relationships, you don't need money, because if you gain resource and assets through people via communion and or intercourse, which has nothing to do with sex, in relationships, benefit comes as consequence. The intrinsic worth is the person. Money can be a byproduct, but the main goal is the betterment, growth, and well-being of your fellow nefesh. Note: human beings are to be invested in as companions, resources and assets, and tools, to use but not abuse. We all want to be useful and have worth in another's eyes. That's called reputation and social standing or stature. A fundamental block in this human experience is companionship, to connect and associate with one or more individuals to share in their sufferings and benefits through communion, convictions, and duly placed effort toward a common goal. which is always a mutually beneficial end result, because when you strengthen others, you are strengthened. The cash system, or society, that we now know as economy, is the foundation and bane of society. If you want to make America great again, then make the foundation of which we stand worth standing for. And that should not be industry or placing any value upon money. Value should be placed in investment in human beings, relationship and communion. How we treat and react to others says more about our character than the actions and behaviors committed against us. Money, or better yet, benefit, will come with right and proper relations. So-called policy makers should not be the determining factor that dictates behavior in moral actions and standard. This substandard is getting old. We need the right and proper highest standard, obtainable or not, to seek to obtain. It is an impossibility to force people to change. While comprehension is not requisite to cooperation, we should not be the blind leading the blind. And if the plan has taken us thus far, yet ceases to be actively valid as the variables increase with population and commerce, then a new plan should or ought to be formulated, or at the least uphold the founding principles which are now being made void. Thank you for listening, and have a good day.